a couple years ago, we had a girl that didn't want to do the dementia tour, the virtual dementia tour. She didn't want to do it because her grandmother has Alzheimer's, so she didn't want to do it. But she ended up doing it, and she came out crying. And I was like, what's wrong? She's like, oh, now I know what Grammy's going through. I'm like, okay, well, now you know how you need to really talk with her. You can't get upset with Alzheimer's patients. My saying is with them, you know, their minds are broken, but their hearts aren't.
Welcome to Conversations with Verdel Jones, where we share informative and enlightening conversations. We also are about empowering your passion with purpose. I'm your host, Verdel Jones, and I'm so happy that you have joined us today. I am excited for our guest today. We have Mr. Gordon Thomas, and he's going to talk about how he used his passion for basketball. And in a life-changing moment, he brought the love of basketball and the awareness of Alzheimer's disease together.
Exactly.
So we're going to talk about that. So your basketball journey started in Bayshore. And just so everybody knows, the shows that we tape today, we had Bayshore in the house.
Bayshore's in the house.
Bayshore's in the house. I didn't even realize it, which was pretty funny.
I know. I thought you planned it. I was like, okay, no. I walked in, I was like, oh, whoa, okay, this is nice.
You started your love of basketball in Bayshore. You took it all the way to St. John's University. You even were with the Knicks for a little bit, right?
Drafted by them, yes.
Drafted by them. And you also played professionally overseas.
In Caracas, Venezuela, yes.
Okay, so looking back on all of that, you know, that's a pretty impressive life right there. What lessons from your playing days still guide you today?
Well, first I want to say thank you for having me here.
Yes,
okay,
yes,
I have to say that because you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Well, the lessons that I learned from playing basketball itself is that that basketball can take you to places that you would never think of going. All right. Again, South America. When I was at St. John's, we played in Hawaii. You know, and I want to go back there so bad. You know, I do. Just Colombia. I was in Venezuela. I was in Cucuta, Colombia. Argentina, all different places. So again, and I coach now too. You know, I coach at the Knox School in St. James. And I tell my players now, I'm like, listen, you know, this ball will take you to places that you never think that you can go to. You may meet your wife there, okay, besides playing ball and getting an education, all right? I have friends, very good friends of mine from St. John's that I play ball with and I still talk to.
Wow.
Yeah, and only met them from playing basketball.
Right. Yeah. So what position did you play?
I played all of them. No, in high school, I played all of them.
You had to, probably, right?
Yes. But in college, I was more of a two, which is like a shooting guard.
Okay, yes.
But I could also play the three, which is small forward, because I could jump really high.
Okay.
I was a county championship. I still have the record at Bayshore high jumper. I did 6'9".
Really?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So and again, I tell my players it's great when you can play different positions because it's just going to give you more time on the floor.
Too, right? And more opportunity.
That's
absolutely. Right. So after your professional career, you turned the focus to coaching. Like you said, you coach. And you had incredible success as a coach, including leading Amityville to the New York State Championship.
Yes.
You know, and it's such a small, Amityville's such a small, it's a small district, but you were able to work with those young men and get them to the New York State Championship. What do you love most about coaching and mentoring young athletes, because you're still coaching today? Yeah,
what I love about that is, besides loving the game, you know, I love it when I can teach these younger players, you know, what to expect in the future, okay? Especially like when they're thinking about going to that next level of play. Everybody thinks they're going to Division I school, all right? Everybody would love to go to Division I, especially their families, their parents, all right? However, that's not always the case, you know? To get there, you got to work your butt off. All right, you got to really work hard because you got other players that are out there that are thinking the same thing. All right, and you have Division I, you have Division II, Division III. Now, Division III, a lot of these players think that's bad. That's not. I mean, because you do have Division I players that are playing Division III basketball because of maybe their grades or certain things that come about. But, again, loving basketball can really take you places.
Yeah, right. And when you are a student athlete, that's like you have 2 full-time jobs.
Yes, you do.
Especially at a D1 school.
Yes.
Right. I mean, I can't even imagine you were in Hawaii when you were in St. John's, but you also had schoolwork too.
That's right.
So that's something that these student athletes really need to know, that there has to be a balance.
Well, you have to maintain your grades. You have to have a 2.0, all right? Yes, you are a student athlete, but sometimes during the season, these coaches, you're an athlete student too. Right. You know what I mean? Because it's like, okay, but you know what? You have to maintain your grades. And I can remember flying into Hawaii, getting an exam on the plane, and they didn't give us the answers either, you know? Oh, no, you had to do the work. You had to do the work. Nothing was just going to be given to you, you know? So, yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about the Alzheimer's All-Star Basketball Classic.
Okay.
You lost your father to Alzheimer's disease, and that was really a turning point. That I was mentioning that at the top. Can you share what inspired you to? I mean, I'm sure it was your father, but even taking it a step further and really merging the love of basketball and bringing awareness to Alzheimer's. How did that come about, and how has it grown over the years?
Well, my father, John E. Thomas Sr., was the first African-American police officer in Suffolk County. Wow. And when he passed away from Alzheimer's, I wanted to do something in his memory. And with my basketball background, which we spoke about, I figured, wow, this is a great opportunity to raise funds and awareness for this cause. So I founded the event back in 2010. Now, this event consists of the elite basketball players on Long Island. We just finished the tryouts, as a matter of fact. Okay. All right, so we have a girls Suffolk team, we have a girls Nassau team, a boys Suffolk, and a boys Nassau team. Wow. And Nassau plays Suffolk in each game.
Got it.
Now, because the game's about Alzheimer's, I wanted it to be unique, and not just a basketball game. So every player that is selected to the team, I invite them to a night with their parents that we call Awareness Night, and they get an education of what they're playing for, and they have an opportunity to do a virtual dementia tour. All right, this virtual dementia tour, you put on equipment that simulates what an Alzheimer's patient goes through on a daily basis. But what I tell these kids is like, okay, you're doing this for maybe 10 minutes, you're living the life of them. Right. They can't do this, all right? So you see this. We had a girl, I'll never forget, a couple years ago, we had a girl that didn't want to do the dementia tour, the virtual dementia tour. She didn't want to do it because her grandmother has Alzheimer's, so she didn't want to do it. But she ended up doing it, and she came out crying. And I was like, what's wrong? She's like, oh, now I know what Grammy's going through. I'm like, okay, well, now you know how you need to really talk with her. You can't get upset with Alzheimer's patients. My saying is with them, their minds are broken, but their hearts aren't, okay? And that's so true. I can remember when my dad, I'd come in the house in the morning, he would forget who I was. And that hurt. It really does hurt, But it's a horrible disease, and there's no cure for it right now, So I just really wish that people would donate. All right, come to the game on October 18th at Brentwood High School. The girls play at 2 o'clock, the boys play at 4, all right? All the funds are going to the Long Island Alzheimer and Dementia Center in Westbury. And which is really good because we know that money's staying right here to families that really need it on Long Island. Wow. Now, I'm not saying that the other associations and foundations aren't doing the right thing. They are, but that money's going all over, Okay. So that's why I really love it that this money's staying right here on Long Island.
And how does that money given to that organization, Alzheimer's, can you say that organization again?
The Long Island Alzheimer's and Dementia Center in Westbury.
What do they do? Like what types of work do they do to support people with Alzheimer's, or is it new research? Like, what do they?
Well, they do research, but they also have like a daycare, where they'll go out and they travel and they pick up registrants program for the programs, and they bring them in and they do arts and crafts and all kind of programs for them. All right, so the funds will help that.
With that, oh, that's awesome. And what you mentioned, the tour that they do, in
the virtual dementia tour.
That is so powerful. And I remember we had spoke weeks ago, earlier this summer, at our event, and you had mentioned that you do this, and I've never really heard of anything like that.
Yeah.
So it's really a powerful experience that the students that actually play or get selected to be on the team have to go through.
Yes, and it's mandatory.
I love that.
But you know what? At first, they're like, but then they love it.
Mm-hmm.
They really do, and the parents really love it. That their kids are getting educated on it because let's face it, Verdel, this disease is hitting a lot of families throughout the world.
Right.
And I think right now it might be either number 4th or 5th leading cause of death.
Wow.
Okay, and there's no cure, and that's what's sad. So now these kids, these students know, they may see a person out in the street acting weird and all that, and just think, oh, look at him, and they don't let. And now they're saying to their friends, like, hey, listen, he may have Alzheimer's.
Right.
Let's not do this. So
that awareness is so important.
It's so important.
And like
really
you said,
is.
it impacts so many families. And
It does.
this young lady who came out crying, she really. Now she understands.
Now she knows. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's
she
great.
knows. Yeah.
I love the connection that you were able to make with that and honoring your father at the same time.
Yep, I'm honoring him. But it's amazing how things come into full circle, all right? Because I can remember when I was younger, my father being a police officer at the time, I would take his bowling trophies for show and tell, his pins that he won for the police Olympics and all that, and everything with the police, and I would take it for show and tell. And then as we got older, I can remember when we went to the NCAA tournament and we went to the Elite Eight, all right? One game before the Final Four, and we played on national television. And I can remember coming home and him taking me to the police station, showing me around to all the police officers. I'm like, okay, all right, this is pretty cool, right?
Yeah, that's great. Our show is about empowering your passion with purpose, and basketball has been your passion. How does it make you feel to see what you have been able to accomplish with this event and this work that you're doing?
Just recently, like I was telling you before, we had the tryouts and all, and when I saw all the players come in to try out, I was like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's hard to pick 12 players per team, because we had, like, for the boys Suffolk and for the boys Nassau, we had over 50 players per team try out. And I had to tell the players, just because you're not selected, it doesn't mean you're not good. It's just that, these players, you got a lot of players that you had to compete against. And we can only pick 12.
And these kids are good.
And they're very good.
Oh, my goodness.
They're very good. Oh,
they really can play.
Oh, they can play. No, Verdel, no, they can play.
They can play.
I tell you, and I look back sometimes, and this is funny, I think about this, and I look up at the rim, and I'm like, man, I used to get like this much over the rim. Whoa, that's scary. I'm like, now I tell people, I can imagine me jumping. You ever see those cartoons where, I can see somebody jumping and then all of a sudden the bones inside fall out and then the skin comes out? Right. That would be me,
Right.
Like, whoa.
They are something else, these kids, man.
Oh,
they really
very
are.
talented.
They're very talented.
Well, and they have trainers now, that they have back in our day, we didn't have trainers.
No.
You know who our trainers were? No joke. No, this is no joke. Our trainers were the guys that used to play ball, and now they're like winos and all, and they would have liquor on their breath, but they were still good.
Right.
And that was our trainer. And they beat the crap out of you, and made you tough.
Things are very different.
Oh, it's so
very
different.
different now.
It's so
very
different. Yeah.
So I have a lightning round for you. I'm going to ask you a couple questions.
Okay.
One word your players would use to describe your coaching style.
Unique.
Oh, okay. Best piece of advice you've ever received?
Wow, that's a very good one. That was from my very good mentor, Jack Twyman, who passed away, to always get your degree. Get your education, because without an education, you have nothing really. That basketball is going to stop bouncing at one point. So what are you going to do now?
Right. That's great advice.
Yeah.
So the legacy you hope to leave through both basketball and the Alzheimer's Classic?
I would hope that the Classic would continue to go on, all right, and more players will go out, and we would get more people involved in donating and supporting, corporate sponsorships and all.
Absolutely.
I would really love that.
So you know what? Tell people where they can contact you, reach out to you, donate, and support this worthy cause.
Okay.
Right
they
there.
they can donate to the Alzheimer's All-Star Basketball Classic. A check can be made out to that, and it can be mailed to 1535 Pine Acres Boulevard in Bay Shore. And my phone number is 631-834-0383.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And when is the Classic?
The Classic is, I said that before. Remember I said?
Let them know again.
The Classic is coming October 18th at Brentwood Sondling High School. The girls will play at 2 o'clock and the boys will play at 4 o'clock.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Verdel. You're great. You're awesome. No, you really are. You really are. And I appreciate this.
That.
I appreciate that.
It has been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I got to remember that date, and hopefully we'll be able to make it.
Oh, I'll let you know.
Okay.
I would definitely let you know.
Thank you.
All right?
And I want to thank everybody for watching Conversations with Verdel Jones. And remember, in the words of Maya Angelou, when you learn, teach, and when you get, give. We'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and follow us on social media so you will never miss an episode.